Hello, this is Vance, and this is Monday, March the 13th, 2017. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. Now, today was a little bit difficult, and let me talk a little bit about context. And I was talking to a couple of individuals today, and one of the things that I mentioned last Thursday, that was last time I was on Thursday, was about how the market really responded to the large builds that we had last Tuesday that was reported on the API, the American Petroleum Institute, and last Wednesday that was put on the DOE report, the Department of Energy. And in both cases, there were a pretty large build, 11 million barrels last Tuesday, it'll be a week ago tomorrow, and about 8.5 million barrels on Wednesday. And from there, price had kind of declined from a high of roughly about $54. And I think the high was last week of 53.81. I think that's what it was. And price kind of unwound from there. Then this is Wednesday. You can see it was down probably, well, from that perspective, from the high of 53.50 down to just over 50, I guess it was 50, about $50 and, well, below $50 I think it was. 50.04. So from a high of 50, let's see, 52.92 on Wednesday to 50.04. And then on Friday, Thursday, it hit a low of 48.80. That's the price. Friday, it was at 48.30. Now, my point is that really since after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the low didn't go much below 48.80, and then on Monday and the overnight last night, and then when price opened up at 9 o'clock, we were probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 48.20 area. So I mean, it did kind of test the lows lower than it was. It actually had a low of 47. I think it was 47.91, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now the point is that since last Tuesday, prices come down over $5 and change. And that's in excess of 10% decline. Now, what caused that move? Well, typically it was a number of factors, probably some news driven, but also because of the reported build last week, which is, of course, pulled down prices over that period of time. But key is really trying to find out where to enter and where can we profit on a daily basis from the trading standpoint. So going into this morning, I was looking at where a relatively stable area would be. Now, if we didn't get much below 48, let's call it late 48.30 from Friday, I was looking for maybe some type of support at this area so that you can go long. And that was what I was looking for. Or some resistance price so you can go short. And so, as a result, as of today, and today was really a consolidation day more than anything else, we wound up in a fairly tight range. Now, once price opened, and we're talking about 9 o'clock here right in this area, look at this overlap that we're having, especially even from the overnight. So if you look at it from the perspective, look at the overlapping bars that we have here. I mean, most of them are... we're not talking about a real strong movement down or a strong movement up. We're looking at these overlapping bars, and particularly as we got closer to the open, look what we're talking about here. So one of two things you need to recognize. Number one, it's going to be somewhat of a back and forth market. Number two, that's what to look for. Number two, you have to be very patient, and you have to really limit in to go short or go long at where you would see the fringes of support or the fringes of resistance. Looking at going short near these tops, with that 15 tick stop now, and then to try to limit in from that perspective. Now, the first trade that I had was I shorted at 38, and I was expecting originally for that first trade right at 38 to retest this area. So at least you have the 15 ticks to get down to here and perhaps even retest this area down here. But it didn't happen. In fact, what happened is that it initially turned out pretty well, turned around, another bump, and then I really bailed out right around here with a 4-tick loss. Price retested this area. I sat through this, not knowing how it was going to respond to this area, and it was a fortunate thing because here's a second entry short right here. That price came back down and then really kind of did revisit this area. But once it got down to this level, and kind of solidified along here. I was looking at going long. Now, here was long. Again, it's very, very choppy. You have to look at the fact that, price is kind of rotating over, and whether it's going to retest this area or not, you have to be very, not this one here, more along the lines of right about here. Once it's really looks like there's support along this bottom, turns around back in this area, heads back down, right to here. Another opportunity to get in. Now, I wasn't really looking at here. I wanted to see get down lower before you would kind of enter in, and your stop needs to be below these areas right here. This one worked out. So now you have to say that the double tops are really across here. So anything that you're going to go short, you want to make sure that your stop is above these areas. So this is kind of or at least above this area right here. If you're going to go long, you want to be below these areas here, at least here where price is really tested down here. Now, this is kind of premature, you can see that, and this is near the end of the day as well. 14, it's pretty much late. So there wasn't a lot of trades, but the point is that in order to get maximum advantage, you really need to limit in near these bottoms here, and that's really, or to limit in near these tops, and that's a challenging thing to do. I didn't mind these ones here, but again, you're going to look at on a day like today, you have to expect that you're probably going to get some stop trades out. I mean, you're going to break even or scratch trades, and so it's going to be a little bit, you have to expect that going in. And if you're expecting to get more scratch trades, you'll be more on the lookout for being very, very precise with your entries, and mostly limit orders. Usually not buy limit orders as opposed to stop buy orders, or limit sell orders as opposed to stop sell orders. So in other words, you want to ensure that you have price come back to you for your entry points, especially on a day like today. Now, going into tomorrow, I don't know. Like, it's whether or not we have a repeat of what we had transpired over the course of today. Hard to say. Price can't continue to go down, but it can't go up forever either. So if we have disturbing news coming out, it might continue to drive price down a little bit further. But again, until such time, I'm going to be looking at entries around this 48.20 mark, like today, and to go long, and maybe some shorts near this 48.55, 48.60 area. But we'll have to wait and see how prices respond in the overnight. Anyway, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can reach me at, I'll just put up my address here, slowhandmethod@gmail.com. If you have any questions, anything else with regards to that, with what I've talked about, or anything else for that matter, and I'll be happy to answer them. This is Vance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.